Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing NordVPN. Now, overall, I really like this VPN. I think it performs very well, but there are a few things about the way that they've designed the application that I'm not such a fan of. Now, if you're not familiar with what a VPN is or exactly how it works, what it does is allow you to connect to some location anywhere in the world. Last I checked, NordVPN had 126 countries to choose from. So you can pick any one of these countries. And when you connect to one of those locations, any website you visit or application you use is going to think that you're in the location you've selected in the VPN. And that's regardless of your physical location. So for example, right now I'm connected to the United States. That means any website I visit is going to think I'm in the US and I can be anywhere else in the world. I don't have to be in the US. Now there's a lot more to NordVPN. There's a lot of different features and different things you can do with the application. I'll have a video where I cover all of that linked in the description below, along with a lot more information and other links. But when it comes to those general categories, the ability to make it seem as if you're somewhere else in the world and also to give you more privacy, NordVPN does really, really well. So for example, let's say you wanted to watch a show on Netflix or a different streaming platform and it isn't available where you currently live. Let's say Friends. That show is not available in the US, but it is available in the UK. So we can just go into NordVPN here in the search bar and just type in United Kingdom. There it is. And I'm just going to click on it and automatically it just takes a second. I'm going to be connected up to that location. Now we can go back into Netflix. And even though beforehand Friends wouldn't show up because Netflix thought we were in the US, now we would refresh Netflix and Friends would show up. We'd be able to watch it. Nord is great at this kind of thing. It doesn't really matter which streaming service you're using. You can also use this ability to make it seem as if you're somewhere else in order to get access to other sites that are only available based on your location. So a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges, online gambling, and sports betting websites are like this. There might be gaming platforms you can only access in certain places, or even if you want to use NordVPN to make it seem as if you're closer to a game server and try and get better ping, that's also an area where you may have success with Nord. I've tested out many different VPNs like Surfshark, Proton VPN, ExpressVPN, and while those are all great options, NordVPN is consistently one of the fastest out there. So if you're streaming content, you can often watch in HD as long as your base internet connection supports it. Now, when it comes to privacy and security, NordVPN has done 5 no-longs assurance assessments. That means that they've brought in an outside company, a big audit firm, to go through their system and ensure that they're really keeping all of their user data protected, but not vulnerable to any data leaks, and nobody, not your internet service provider, no government, even the VPN themselves, has access to your internet activity. So for example, if you're torrenting, you can use NordVPN and your personal information won't be leaked over the torrent network. And because NordVPN is fast, by the way, you're still going to get some pretty good download speeds, so you don't have to sacrifice that. Also, if you're worried about your ISP throttling your internet connection because you might be streaming or gaming or just downloading a lot of data, with NordVPN, your internet service provider has no idea what you're doing online and they won't be able to throttle your connection. Lastly, another area where NordVPN has become really essential is in regards to all of the different age verification laws that have been coming out in the UK, Australia, and even in the United States. With Nord, you can make it seem as if you're in a different country where there are no age verification policies, and because of the privacy that NordVPN gives you, the government will have no idea what you're doing online. Your privacy is protected, and NordVPN becomes a great way to keep your personal information to yourself and be able to still access the content online that you want. So now, with all of that said, what don't I really like about NordVPN? Well, it's primarily their user interface. Even though the application performs well, it isn't exactly a very pleasant experience. They have in the home page right here in the dashboard, basically, you have Threat Protection Pro and Dark Web Monitor. These are add-ons. Threat Protection Pro is actually a mini antivirus, and it's pretty nice. You have anti-malware features over here, so it'll scan downloaded files and see if there's any viruses and things like that. You have different browsing protections. They just added email protection to scan links within your email to see if any of them might be scams. And they have an add-in tracker blocker. Now, this isn't part of the VPN. It's completely independent of it, but they still put it in the main homepage right here. They kind of just packaged it together with the VPN. So even if you're just looking for a VPN, you're going to deal with Threat Protection Pro over here on the right side. And the same goes with Dark Web Monitor. This keeps track and sees if any of your data was leaked over the internet. But again, it isn't really related to the VPN. It just comes bundled with it. This is if you're on one of the higher plans. In the starter plan, you're just going to get the VPN. So even though I like these add-ons and I do use them, I don't want them just cluttering up my interface. Mainly, I want to be able to just use the VPN quickly and easily, and the way they've laid it out here kind of makes it pretty annoying to do. You have to click on these arrows over here and go through different menus in order to get to where you want to. Another thing that they've done, which I'm really not a fan of, is there's no dedicated connect and disconnect button. If I'm connected right here to the UK and I want to disconnect, you have to click pause, and then you have different options: 5-minute pause, 15-minute pause, and then down here you have disconnect. So there's no dedicated just quick disconnect button. You have to go into pause, then click disconnect, and now you can disconnect. If you ask me, and I've seen other people saying the same thing, one of the main features a VPN needs to have is just an easy, simple connect and disconnect button. Now, if these aren't a deal breaker for you and you like all of these different add-ons, you like the specialty servers that NordVPN comes with, these are different types of connections for specific use cases like P2P for file sharing and Onion over VPN for connecting to the Onion network. If you like all of that and you don't mind the interface, then NordVPN is a great pick. But if you do want something that is a bit simpler, then I would recommend ExpressVPN. This is actually exactly my speed, and this is the VPN that I use on a daily basis. So ExpressVPN is much simpler and easier to use than NordVPN, but at the same time, it is still just as powerful as NordVPN. It's fast, you have a lot of different connections, and it will also give you that same access to content and give you a ton of privacy and security on the internet. So just to wrap up, NordVPN is a great pick. It'll do exactly what you're looking for in a VPN, although it isn't the greatest interface. If you want the simplest and cleanest experience when you're using a VPN, check out ExpressVPN. More information and also discount links for both of these will be in the description below to get you the best deal. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always looking to hear what you guys have to say. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.